right, today we're diving into a guide that makes a pretty bold promise: how to get premium features on adult entertainment platforms without paying. But is free ever really free? Let's break it down.
Yeah, the promise is a big one, right? Access to all the paid stuff without ever pulling out your credit card. But whenever something sounds that good, you've got to ask, how does it actually work? What are the tools? And most importantly, what's the catch? That's exactly what we're going to get into.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll look at what the guide is actually claiming. Then, we'll check out the source it sends you to. After that, we'll walk through the 4 steps it lays out. And finally, we're going to dig into the security warnings that, believe it or not, are hiding in plain sight right in the guide itself.
Okay, let's start with Section 1, examining the claim. What is this guide really promising people?
The core idea here is pretty straightforward. The guide is essentially a recipe for getting premium tokens for StripChat. But instead of buying them the official way, the whole method hinges on using a special third-party app to get around the payment system.
Now for Section 2, where we look at the source itself. To really get what's going on, we first need to understand the tools and the lingo this guide throws around.
The journey starts at a specific website, apkmods.pro. According to the guide, this place is a hub for what are called modified Android apps. Think of it as a library for tweaked versions of popular apps altered by somebody else to unlock features or get rid of ads.
And that brings us to this really crucial term, a modded APK. So an APK is just the file format for any Android app. But a modded one? That means it's been unofficially changed. It's kind of like a bootleg version of a piece of software. It's not from the original developers, it's not from the Google Play Store, which means really you have no idea what's actually inside.
Now here's where it gets interesting. The guide flat out admits you won't find an official StripChat app on this website. Instead, it tells you to search for these generic terms like token generator. So it's not a direct path, it's more like a treasure hunt where you have to find a recent compatible mod that just claims it'll do the job.
Okay, so we know the promise and we know the place it sends you. Now let's get into the how. That's Section 3, the 4-step process. And here they are, all in one place. Access the site, search for the mod, download it, and then install it. Sounds simple enough, right? But as you're about to see, each of those steps has some pretty important details.
Let's look at Step 1. Before you even go to the website, the guide is very clear. You need to take some serious security precautions. Go incognito, turn on an ad blocker, and make sure your antivirus is running. This isn't just a suggestion. It's presented as Step 1 for just trying to navigate the site safely.
Then we get to searching and downloading. The guide tells you to be cautious here too. Look for files with high star ratings and good comments, kind of like you're shopping on Amazon. It also specifically warns you to watch out for fake download buttons or surveys, calling them out as potential phishing scams.
And this brings us to the final, and honestly, the most critical step of all, the installation. See, because this app isn't from the official Google Play Store, you have to manually go into your phone's security settings and flip a switch that says Install from Unknown Sources. So you are intentionally disabling the main security guard that protects your Android phone.
This leads us right into our final section, where this whole thing gets really interesting. We're going to focus on the security warnings that are baked right into the guide's own instructions. On the one hand, the guide points out that the website itself, apkmods.pro, tells everyone its files are safe and updated. That's the promise, right? That's the reassurance they're giving you. But then, the guide turns around and gives you this massive list of things you absolutely must do for your own safety. We're talking VPNs, manually checking files for viruses, ad blockers, antivirus software, the whole 9 yards. It's a huge contradiction. The website says it's safe, but the guide's instructions put the entire burden of security right on your shoulders. But wait, there's more. Beyond all of those precautions, the guide mentions one final, very high-stakes requirement if you want the newest, most effective mods to actually work. And that final requirement is rooting your device. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, rooting is basically like giving an app the master keys to your entire phone's operating system. It's a super technical process that gives that modded APK the power to change anything it wants. Oh, and it almost always voids your phone's warranty and can blow the doors wide open to major security risks. So when you put it all together, the guide we just broke down absolutely shows you a path to get something for free, but that path is just littered with warnings, technical hurdles, and some pretty serious security risks. It leaves you with one big question. When a process needs you to disable your phone's security and basically become your own cybersecurity expert, what is the real price of free?